All right, the fourth thing then is why are they going to buy from you over your competition? What is it that makes you different? What is your uniqueness or your USP? Because this is a big challenge. If the only thing different about you is price, then it's a race to the bottom, which is no good. And I remember years ago, I bought a couple of hairdressing salons. Another mate of mine wanted to do the same thing, and he was in Brisbane. We'd both been to this training called Entrepreneurs Training. It was a 5-day course. We paid about $8,000 to go. And one of the parts of the course was how to buy a business no money down and turn it into something and sell it. And of course, the minute you get out of there, the first thing you want to do is you want to go and practice your new skills. And off we went. We bought businesses. So I got a hairdressing salon, no money down, started to build it up. My buddy was looking at a couple that were in Brisbane, some main area of Brisbane, one opposite the other, and they were having a price war. And each of them would put a sign on their window saying, $15 haircuts, and then the one across the road would put $10 haircuts, until it got to the point where they had $5 haircuts on the window. Now, has anybody had one of these stores before, had a hairdressing salon? Yeah?
They're in Granville right now.
They're doing $5 haircuts? Well, look, at $5, are you making money, yes or no? No. So it got to the point where it was $5 haircuts on both windows. And of course, they can't survive, so my buddy went in and he negotiated and he took the business off their hands and got it for no money down. And the first thing he did, of course, was get the sign writer in because he wanted to fix this sign up. And that's how he got it fixed. Now, if you're walking down the street and on one side you see $5 haircuts and on the other side you say, we fix $5 haircuts, which store are you going into? So you don't have to compete on price. What you've got to work out is how do I make myself different to my competition so my prospects want to come and buy from me. And that's a key in marketing. So that's step 4 of your marketing plan, is work out why they're going to buy from me. What makes me different? What makes me unique? What is it about me that's going to attract people to buy from me? Now, one of the best ways to do this is to overcome people's frustrations. So we're going to do a little exercise. Have we got any plumbers in the room? Any plumbers? Excellent, okay. So if you were buying from a plumber, what are the 3 main frustrations? At your table, let's workshop this at your table. What are the 3 frustrations of buying from a plumber or dealing with a plumber? Go. I'll give you 2 minutes to come up with your 3 biggest frustrations on your table. Okay. What were the top 3 frustrations you come up with? Let's list those off. What is it? Price. Time? What do you mean by time? They're not on time, they're late. Okay, yep. What was that one? They're messy. Were they the top 3, were they? Yep. So the 3 frustrations of dealing with a plumber is that price is what? They're too expensive? Is that what the frustration? You don't like service fees? Or they change the price, okay? The price changes, okay? Is that the main thing? The price changes? Okay. Expensive as well. Yeah? Feel they're expensive. So where's the plumber? Are you writing all this down? Is this new to you? No. Do you do this on purpose? Okay, so the price moves and it's expensive. The time is that they don't turn up on time. Is that what it is? They don't turn up on time, or they take too long? They don't turn up on time, okay. And the third one is they're messy and they don't clean up after themselves. Okay. So you open up the Yellow Pages or you Google for a plumber. Have you got a guarantee, by the way?
Yeah. I don't advertise, so I have a guarantee, but yeah.
You do? Awesome. I'm gonna help you write one right now. Here we go. So if you want to make yourself different to your competition and why they're going to deal with you, this is why. You Google plumbing, right? And you see all these different plumbers come up in Google, yet there's one that just stands out. And the headline is this: at last, a plumber that charges you a fixed price that won't change no matter what, turns up on time or your job is free, and leaves your place cleaner when they arrive. You see that headline. Are you calling them? Yes. Huh? Sold? Yeah. So you use this in your marketing, right? And what typically, and plumbers, electricians, tradies are terrible at really coming up with good headlines for their business. They usually use their name. Like it's usually like Joe's Plumbing. And who does that excite, by the way? Joe and his mum, right? Like really? But you'll laugh. I know some of you are in the same boat where your business name is your name, right? Doesn't excite anybody but you. Now, in your marketing, that's not what you want to advertise. What you want to advertise is the benefit of ringing you. At last, the plumber that will turn up on time, give you a fixed price that won't change no matter what, and leave your place cleaner when they arrived, or your job is free. You're ringing that plumber. Now, that plumber, does he need to have some systems in place, yes or no? Of course he does. So his delivery mastery needs to be in place to make sure that he can deliver on all those... Does he need to do training, yes or no? Yeah, of course. Needs to do training. But so long as that plumber sticks to that guarantee and fulfills the obligation... Now, I know in plumbing, have you got a guarantee like that?
No, but I do a lot of their work because they don't get repeat customers.
They don't get repeat customers. Why? Because they can't get there on time. They're too expensive. Okay. So they're not really fixing the price issue then, are they? No. But it's about, do you see how that works? So what I want you to do right now is I now want you to write down the 3 top frustrations of what somebody experiences when they deal with you or someone in your industry, not particularly your business. What are the top 3 frustrations when someone buys from your industry? I'll give you 2 minutes to do that. So you can do the same thing. Come up with a guarantee. And don't worry about what they are. Don't think, I just couldn't possibly guarantee that. Just write these 3 things down for now because you're probably going to have to do some work before you can guarantee they won't happen. That's normal. I'll give you a couple of minutes. So if you've got 3 frustrations, don't worry about how you're going to guarantee it's not going to happen. Just write the headline first. Write the message, and then you can work out how you're going to make it so those things happen. Because to me, it's about... I remember working with a real estate company, and they gave me this office in Campbelltown. And Campbelltown has 23 real estate offices in there, 23. And they said, go and work with their Campbelltown office, and if you can make a difference there, then we know that what you do works. So I went in there and I said to this guy, I said, okay, what's the challenge here? And I said, how many houses have you got for sale? He said, 1. I said, right. They have given me their best to start with. I said, so what's in your front window? He said, just stuff. There's only 1 property for sale in the front window. I said, well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get all of that out of the window because it's obvious you don't have any houses. And so here's the thing is, real estates, they don't make money by selling houses, they make money by listing houses. This is how they make money. Now, what's your frustration with a real estate agent? What is it? If you're going to sell a house, what's your frustration?
They always want to get your expectations down.
They want to lower your expectations, yeah? Yeah. When you're selling? Yeah. What's the biggest frustration? They're not honest? So typically what we found in that particular area with 23 agents was that people would over-quote what they could sell the house for to get the listing. And then what they would do was, as they got people coming through, after they had 6 to 10 viewings and no one bought it, they would then convince the people to lower the price of the house so they could sell it. And then, of course, that's how they would get the listing. Well, the guy that owned this particular real estate agent had too much integrity for that, and I don't blame him. He didn't want to do it that way. He said, we need to come up with something. I said, right, all right, let's come up with a guarantee. Let's guarantee that you'll sell their house within 90 days or it's free. Do you think he freaked out a little bit? And I said, because that's the number 1 frustration from a buyer's point, from a seller's point of view, is that they list their house, they want it sold. If they could sell it in a week, they'd be happy. So I said, let's come up with a way we can guarantee this. I said, now this one's gone. Oh, here we go. I've got the audio guy's here. He's making stuff happen. So I said, all right, well, let's guarantee that we can sell them within 90 days. Because I said all the other properties that he'd ever sold, he'd always sold fast, within 45, 50 days, always. And the reason this was is because he would not ever list a property for an inflated price and then try and beat the sellers down in price later on. So I said, okay, we need to come up with some way of educating the marketplace. Because remember, marketing is communication and education. So we need to come up with a way with educating people that come in here or that you go and see about listing their property about the questions they need to ask a real estate agent as they're listing. So that was the first thing we did. We wrote a book that said the 7 things you need to make, the 7 mistakes people make when selling their home and how to make sure you avoid them. That was the first thing we did. So everybody that was looking to sell their home came in and got the book. It was free. The next thing we did was we said, okay, let's come up with some sort of policy around pricing a house and a guarantee to say we'll sell it within 90 days. And that's what we did. We said we'll sell your house within 90 days or it's free. We'll sell it for free. The criteria was you had to list it for a realistic price. Now, this guy was like a data demon. Had all the data from every sale in the area for the past year. So we worked out a formula of working out what the house should be valued at based on a whole bunch of criteria. And we said, if you list it at the price that we show you based on data, we'll guarantee it. Now, some people still wanted to say, no, I think we can get more. Fine, okay, you want to list it for higher, we'll do that. But most people said, okay, now we can see why you want to list it at that price. We started winning jobs. He became the second biggest agent in that area. And so then we created a buyer's guarantee. And the guarantee was this: if you buy a home and you live in it for 12 months and you don't like it and you want to resell it, we'll sell it for you for free. So we had two guarantees, and the rest of the market so scared about doing the same thing because of the way they thought. You know, sometimes it's about coming up with a frustration. So I want you to think about the frustrations that you've written down and come up with your one-liner that you're going to use in your marketing that's going to make the prospects you come into contact with comfortable buying from you no matter what you charge. Because he also charged more than the opposition. But he didn't have any other fees. That was the other frustration in real estate, was they'd sign you up on a commission and then charge you a whole bunch of marketing fees. Anyone had that happen? Lots of quiet people. All right, so I'll give you 2 minutes to come up with that. 2 minutes to come up with that one line that you can use in your marketing, your headline. We're not going to use Joe's Plumbing anymore. We're going to use a headline. All right, go. 2 minutes. So you do websites. And the guarantee is going to be we'll get your website done in 30 days or it's free. Anybody had a website developed? What was your frustration? Was it how quickly it was done? Yeah, getting it done? They don't listen? You don't listen. What? All right, excellent, thanks. I'm going to give him a book. Here we go. Here we go. Well done, give him a hand. There you go, mate. Who else wants to share their guarantee? Who's got one? Yeah, what is it?
We do a money-back guarantee for team building. We do host of murders. If we don't guarantee that we've won, then that...
So what's the one-line headline that you're going to use in your marketing? Just money-back guarantee. But, so what's the frustration people doing a host of murder? Or a team-building event?
Getting the amount of people together on time to pay the...
Yep.
They'll say they want to do it, but then they get excited about it. We've got 40 friends. They say to 40 people, we've got a $10 in deposit, then the 40 friends, for whatever reason, can't get the money together.
Yeah, but what's the frustration people at your market, not what you're having, but what is your market having? Yeah, that's your frustration. People not paying. That's frustrating. So think about that. Anybody else got one they want to share? Yep. What do you do first? Electrician. What's your one-liner? Lowering your or what? Or your money back. So as an electrician, your focus is lowering the power bill? Yep. How quickly will you do that for me? Solar power or something, is it?
There's heaps of different innovations.
Yep. But the goal is to lower the power bill. By how much?
Depends how much you want to spend.
So, but you could guarantee a reduction, maybe? Yeah? Who else? Who else has got I want more crackers. What do you got?
Yeah, when I had the document shredding business, the guarantee was something similar to this. The dyslexic document destroyer turning a disability into your client's confidentiality. My business ensures, nobody knows yours.
Yeah, that's good. Good. Well done. Give him a hand. You can have a book. You might already have that one, do you? No, you don't have a book yet. Here you go. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, who else wants to share? Who's got one? What industry are you in?
I'm a small international students business.
An insurance business?
Student consultancy business. So we bring student international.
Oh, student consultancy business, yep.
Yes. So the biggest frustration or fear the students have when they come here, so it's a their accommodation and job.
Accommodation and a job, yep. And this is from India, obviously?
Pakistan, India, Bangladesh.
Yep, okay. So you're helping them come into here and they need a job and somewhere to live, yep.
So the biggest frustration, so overseas consultant can't offer what we are offering.
Yep.
Guaranteed job and accommodation while studying in Australia
So you get, okay, so you charge for it otherwise. So guaranteed a job and accommodation.
Yeah, so we don't charge for the accommodation or job arrangement, but if they don't get it, they just stay free.
They stay free with you. Excellent, give me a hand, well done. Here you go, come and get a book. You can have a book. Who else has got one to share? One more. Let's see, what do you do?
Okay, so digital marketing.
Digital marketing.
Within 3 months, I'll be making you a multiple of what you're investing, or I'll give you $5,000 cash.
Wow, whoa, give him a hand. Come and get a book. You can have a book. Give him a hand. But see, this is what's, well done, mate. That's about, sorry? Get his number, sure. He'll be around all day. See, the smart ones are marketing right now, aren't they? But really, isn't that the best thing to do, is to work out what the frustrations are of people dealing with your industry? Because that would be definitely a frustration in that industry. You know, there's a lot of organisations that say they can get you to the first page of Google, or they'll run Google AdWords campaigns for you and not get a return on investment. You know, if you can guarantee that you're going to get a return on investment, or you'll give them $5,000. There was a home loan company that said, if we can't do a better deal, we'll give you $100. You probably heard that one. That was enough. I had a florist years ago, and it was in a town called Ballina. Anyone know where Ballina is? Yeah, so we had a client up there, florist in Ballina, and there was 4 florists, and they were all pretty much selling the same stuff because the same delivery truck came into town and all had the same flowers. So we said, well, what can we do that's a bit different? So the first thing we did was, and this was back in the days where Yellow Pages was a very big place to be marketing. I'm talking 10 years ago when it was still relevant. But we changed the ad, so instead of having the name of the florist on the top, it just said at last, it said, your flowers delivered today, guaranteed. That's all it said. Your flowers delivered today, guaranteed. And then there was like an 8-point guarantee underneath it. And it increased the number of calls by 8 times from that Yellow Pages ad. It was a huge campaign. Now, guys, on what day do you remember your wife or girlfriend's birthday or anniversary? So, you open up the Yellow Pages and you see all these people with their name of their florist with pretty pictures of flowers, but you see this one ad that says, your flowers delivered today, guaranteed. Who are you ringing? Now, do you think this florist charged more for same-day delivery, yes or no? Yes. Did you have to pay it? No. Yes. Of course you did. But they guaranteed it. Didn't matter if you rang at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they would get it delivered. But it would cost you. No, they didn't say what they'd do if they didn't, by the way. Sometimes just overcoming the frustration or the person's fears is enough. So when you think about an offer, what are their fears and frustrations?